Hi, everybody. Jeff Gaduk from Leisure Group Travel Magazine, live here at Powwow 2010 in Orlando, and with me is Joe Veneto. Joe, how are you doing today?
Jeff, it's great to be here, and I'm thrilled that we're actually in the Virginia Beach booth.
Absolutely. We're here at Virginia Beach booth. We just finished lunch, which was an entertaining conversation about the future of inbound tourism in the United States. We wanted to catch up with you. We talked at ABA this year about experiential tourism, and when I first heard the concept from you about what you were doing at different destinations, it immediately grabbed my attention because I think it's something that's sorely needed within the industry. Can you tell our audience, in a nutshell, what experiential tourism is about?
Sure. Jeff, experiential tourism in a nutshell is really about giving your customers and your visitors a more engaging and immersion type experience.
Okay.
So there really are two different levels. There's the engaging, and then there's the immersion or immersive level of the experience where the customer is completely involved.
Okay. And why is this becoming more popular with travelers today versus maybe a decade ago?
Well, I mean, we have a much more sophisticated traveler today. I mean, people have traveled farther, they've done more, and let's face it, we're shooting a video. I mean, we're in a YouTube world, and so as a result, people want video, they want engagement, and so as a result, for destinations and for travel suppliers, it's absolutely critical. I mean, for me, I say, who wants a vanilla vacation? I don't. I want to be involved.
And this allows for more personalization of a trip for a passenger, for a group. What sort of things are involved in the experiential tourism?
Well, typically what happens is a destination that's interested in really working on the experiences that they offer overall will bring someone like myself, in fact, bring us in, and what we'll do is we'll work with about a dozen or a dozen and a half partners. So the destination comes in and says, look, we're really interested in giving our visitors a deeper cut of the experience. Now, it started really in Philadelphia back in 2004, where Philadelphia said, look, you know, we know people have been to Philadelphia, but we want to get them back, and we want to give them a deeper cut of the experience in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So as a result, what we did was we worked with the Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau and their partners, and we helped people with their, what I'll call, signature experience. And then what we did was we looked for opportunities to create something that was behind the scenes, something very hands-on, VIP, or give me an insider's view. So we created a whole second tier, if you will, of experience.
Again, bringing the partners in order to facilitate the experience.
Right. And what we do is we have this very unique process that we have put together. Basically, we work on the creative side. We develop the experience with them because really they're the content experts. But then we help them with scripting, staging, and delivering. So it's a pretty robust process.
And the process started in Philadelphia. I know you've worked with Virginia Beach, hence the reason that we're in the booth today, although they're not back yet from lunch, so we can't interview them quite yet. Virginia Beach was the second city you did. You were recently in Columbus. Can you talk a bit about some of the practical experience there, and you were doing some interviews and how it's really starting to resonate within the community?
Well, it's great because Experience Columbus, they were actually the second destination. There are 4 that have gone through it. Virginia Beach is the most recent. But I was in Columbus last week, and they have gotten incredible results. They actually did a first phase, if you will, 2006, 2007. And based on the ROI that they measured, they actually did a second phase. So we talked to folks last week, and I will tell you one great example. There are folks from the Candle Lab. Now, this is a store, small store, where you can pour your own soy candles, mix your own scent, and they've combined with the wine guys who are right next door. And they've created this wax, wicks, and wine experience that we put together for them.
Okay.
But in a year, these folks, and it's still fresh in my mind, 192 groups in a year, over $40,000 worth of incremental revenue just from this one experience.
That's amazing. And likely before that they had virtually zero group business or maybe a few trickle in and out.
Well, interestingly enough, they didn't really have much on the group side. They were bringing in an occasional group here and there. But the group makeup, they had traditional groups, but the vast majority, believe it or not, were local and regional groups of 10, 15, and 20 that are there. They have girlfriends groups, couples groups, things like that. So when we talk about experiential, there are four different categories. There's the traditional tour and travel. There's the convention segment of the market.
Spousal programs,
Yeah,
post.
exactly. Small meetings, which is another segment in and of itself for the hotel industry, if you will. And then what I call these ad hoc groups. So experiential as an umbrella actually covers four different market segments, if you will, which for a destination, it's huge. They all translate.
Sure. And you're rounding out experiences based on all those different levels.
Right. In most cases, a destination that's going to look at experiential and the process understands that their brand and the freshening up of their brand is something that they need to be doing all the time. And that the brand of a destination is what a consumer is going to say after their visit.
Okay. What makes a good experiential tourism destination, or what makes a better experiential tourism destination? Is there a model per se that you would apply, or would one destination not have a good experiential product?
Well, in most cases, what we do is we look for a broad array of experiences. So we'll work with cultural attractions, historic homes, could be national park sites, wineries, culinary venues, and just general attractions. So the more variety in a destination, certainly the depth of the
Broader scope of product. Okay.
Exactly. The key thing is that we have suppliers that are really open-minded about going other places, because it's really about transforming what they currently have and taking people to a different place.
Well, in the example that you alluded to earlier in Columbus, is that they really created a new product, something they hadn't thought of before, and they were able to bring in how many new groups based on that. So they might not have the infrastructure to begin with, but just through some creative thinking, they can develop new products on the fly.
Right. In fact, in Columbus, what they did in the second phase was they partnered with a couple of smaller bureaus in the greater capital region of Ohio. And some of these folks that worked through the experiential process with us actually now have experiential product that they're able to now take to trade shows, conventions, and meetings groups, whereas before they had attractions, but now they've got something to sell.
Good. Joe, any other information you think would be beneficial today? Contact information about the Opportunity Guy. We've learned a bit about your services today, but if somebody was looking to develop an experiential travel product, or I also know you do some speaking to the general group tour and travel audience, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, you could go online at www.opportunityguy.com, or what I would also say is check out some of these experiential destinations. Philadelphia, Columbus, Ohio, Dutchess County, New York, and certainly Virginia Beach has some amazing experiences. They're called Live the Life Adventures, and they are hot off the press.
Well, I know we did a piece on leisuregrouptravel.com on Dutchess County not too long ago, and based on our conversation earlier today, we'll do something on Virginia Beach. So also you can find information on leisuregrouptravel.com on experiential tourism. Thanks as always, Joe. You're, as I said before, you're a very bright mind in the tourism business. Glad to work with you, and hopefully we'll see more experiential tours.
I hope so, Jeff. Thanks a million. Thanks for your time, and thanks for being on this hot trend. We really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.